Take a look at this chilling new video showing that robot dogs are now being weaponized and firing off rounds at targets with minimal recoil. This is terrifying.
Bruh, very minimal recoil. Hell no. Now we gotta worry about the dog shooting at us.
Now the Secret Service has already deployed specialized versions of Spot, this robot dog, marked with TST to patrol high-profile sites, including Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago. These versions are customized with 3D mapping sensors, thermal imaging, and perimeter control capabilities that far exceed stationary security cameras. On top of that, roughly 60 law enforcement agencies nationwide utilize these units. Commercial manufacturers emphasize life-saving, non-lethal use cases. However, the U.S. military has fundamentally shifted public expectations by actively weaponizing these things. This comes as many people are raising alarms regarding the Trump administration's approach to consent and surveillance. Remember, the Trump administration is already classifying people who are anti-Christian, anti-American, anti-capitalism, or have extreme views on migration, race, or gender as terrorists. So with that being said, it's not very comforting to see that they're now putting guns onto these robot dogs. The main issue here is the rollout of these machines is outpacing the legal framework required to govern them, and that might be the goal.
They said it wasn't coming for our jobs, but now they got AI and robots in our classrooms.
We're all upstate New York school district. They're bringing humanoid robot teachers into the classroom. Check out Sally here. That's her name. These students are going to be... See, Sally would give me nightmares if I was in first grade.
Now they're saying it's for efficiency and potentially to save lives. And that's why we need AI answering 911 calls.
Car accident in New Orleans, or want to report one, you may end up speaking with an artificial intelligence assisted operator. The New Orleans 911 Center is using AI to help prioritize calls. Tom Trong takes a closer look at how AI is saving time within the 911 Center and possibly saving lives outside of it.
And now they claim that if you're doing nothing wrong, you have nothing to worry about. Unless there's a mix-up with the FWAT cameras and you get yanked out of your car at gunpoint thinking you're a murder suspect.
Right.
Fox 6 exclusive scary moments on the interstate as guns are drawn on a woman near Brookfield. Brookfield police say they thought they were pulling over a murder suspect yesterday.
Turns out it was a mistake by another department with the flag license plate reader technology.
So I guess the real question is, how long is it before they run everything? It's like the Matrix unfolding right in front of our eyes.
Vaccines given to their kids. I mean, I believe fundamentally that many vaccines are important. Right? Said measles, for instance, the measles vaccine is important if we wanted to take control of the measles outbreak. But at the same time, we shouldn't be keeping kids out of school because they have made different decisions than other parents.
My friend today, and he said, what if all of the above ground data centers are there to power all of the underground cities and bunkers?
Very.
There's a lot. Very. Just racking my brain trying to figure out, like, why now? Because they've supposedly been building all of these underground cities and bunkers for quite some time, and maybe it's gotten so large underground that there's not enough resources to power everything they have going on. So they build 1 or 2 data centers every 500,000 miles to supply everything underground. It's a crazy analogy, crazy thought, but I mean, everything else that we've found out over the past 15, 20, 50 years has been a crazy thought that, you know, then became our reality. So just thought he was kind of smart about it.
I think everything has been falsified before the year 1600.
How so?
There's this guy, Anatoly Fomenko, who's a Russian mathematician and historian, and he wrote a book called The New Chronology. He basically says that all of history has been changed. About 1,000 years have been added to the timeline in order to justify land claims, and those land claims largely have to do with the elimination of the Eurasian horde by collusion between the Vatican, the Romanovs.
You mean like the Mongols and the Huns?
Yeah, and if you look on very, very old maps, you see that there used to be a country called Tartaria that was in existence, and at a certain point they wiped them out, and it's just a theory. But when you see how history is constantly being rewritten in real time, it's not so hard to believe.
Last night, Donald Trump in the White House actually posted this video online. Yes, this is real.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Yeah, I don't even know what you just watched. This is real. You can find it on your Twitter or different social media platforms. I don't know what that was. The American people just want healthcare. We want affordable housing, affordable groceries, affordable education.
None of it.
And this is what Donald Trump gives us instead. Utter insanity.
Absolutely insane to people who do not think conspiracy theories or like any videos like that, or to simply just don't believe me. You are going to think I'm crazy. I'd like to start off with this video saying the closer you are to the truth, the crazier you sound, and no, I do not plan on doing anything to myself. I also must say that this is just an opinion and just a conspiracy theory, okay? In no way, shape or form am I telling you that this is the truth. This is just my opinion. The government, celebrities, higher-ups, people in power, billionaires are actively playing in our faces, and we allow it to happen. We know so much more of the truth than we realise. It's all over the internet, it's right in front of your faces, and you just refuse to believe it, which is exactly what the government want. They put the truth right in front of you, but because it sounds so insane, you refuse to believe it. But that's exactly what's happening. There is videos of celebrities doing rituals and things like that. Who is Palm Beach Pete, and why does he look the exact same as Epstein? Why is he acting like Epstein? Why is he throwing it out there that he is Epstein? It's a test. It is a test to prove that we are stupid. In their eyes, we are so gullible that they can do whatever they want. Just think about it for a second. Think about it, okay? Palm Beach Pete, if he isn't Epstein, has no relation to Epstein or anything like that at all, doesn't even know who he is, why would you turn around and bait yourself out and make other people think that you are that man when that man is a monster? Why would you wake up and choose to do that?
Right.
Why? The answer is, any normal person like me, like you, we would not do that. We would not do that. But someone who's been given an offer they can't refuse would do that. Now, if you don't believe that that's the reason of Palm Beach Pete, you can believe the other reason. Let's think about this logically, okay? If me or you were one of those men, like Epstein, an absolute monster, you would have to have a plan. You would tell people before you got caught, because you know what you're doing is so outrageous. If you do get caught, you cannot walk the earth again, okay? You will not be able to. So what can you do? The only thing you can do is tell everyone you have a twin before you get caught. So then when all this shit goes down, you can walk the earth and everyone will just believe that you're someone else. There will be the people out there, like for example the people that call Palm Beach Pete Epstein, but what do they get listed as? Crazy. There's also the question of, okay, if it is Epstein, why don't they just do a DNA test? Why don't we just find out? The people that you want to do that, the people that can help do that, were at the parties with him, okay? You ain't getting the help from those people. Which leads me back to the government are playing in your face, okay? Palm Beach Pete and Epstein is just an example of what I'm trying to tell you. Now, I'm not very smart with my words, okay? I am very smart when it comes to this stuff, but I can't talk in big words or political words. I'm not very good at that. So this video could make absolutely no sense, okay? But I enjoy talking about it. I absolutely love the concept of conspiracy theories and all this kind of stuff, because to me, they're not conspiracy theories. The amount of evidence that comes with these things, the amount of, like, facts and proof that comes with it, they are just genuinely so believable, especially with the concept of people who disappear when they talk about this kind of stuff. Celebrities that talk about it come back and they're a completely different person for a while, and then they go back to normal like they just had a manic episode. It just makes me think, because no matter who you are, no matter what you say, you tell the truth and you are listed as crazy, even if you are a celebrity.
You're led to a room which has an older man in it, and then basically told to perform onto a boat. You're led to a room which has an older man in it, and then basically told to perform sexual acts and,
Oh yeah, perspective completely shifted, and I realized that I was in danger. But by the time I realized I was in danger, I was quite literally out to sea. That moment shook me. It was shocking, and I was quite literally walked down, and I had been having a great time. There was no hints of anything like that happening, so it took me, I was shocked. It took me by surprise, and it was somebody that I had grown to trust and see as a protector and somebody who had my back, and to be walked down, down the stairs, and it was as like a surprise, presented as though it was like a surprise. And it was this very small room, and she physically put me in the bed next to this undressed man who was very famous, and had his hands like this, like this was just an average day for him, and this is something that happens all the time. And I waited for her to leave, lion in me, that fire in me, that my hair stood on end, and I became ferocious. I was like, this is not happening. But I had nowhere to hide, and I bolted, and I hid wherever I could think of to hide on a boat. There was no jumping off and swimming away, and there was nobody who was going to, I realized that there was nobody who was going to be empathetic to my situation, that this was nothing new to them.
There's all of them. All of them. And not one will be able to escape.
What is true is we had some good parties at the White House.
Public place, you did it.
The best?
Okay, the best? Probably the Obama thing.
John!
These incestuous relationships with Anthony Fauci that go back 20 years, where he's paying Fauci, and they have all kinds of really corrupt financial entanglements. We talk about he brought Fauci around. Although I never had COVID.
company sponsored by Bill Gates, funded by Bill Gates and the Department of Defense and the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency. We're going to go into something right now, all things bugs. That is a company sponsored by Bill Gates, funded by Bill Gates and the Department of Defense and the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency that is coming out with insect-based foods.
Huh?
I'll say it again. Insect-based foods. Cricket protein powder, worm-based ravioli.
Man, stop playing.
I'm so serious, brother. I need y'all to put up on the screen if you can. All things bugs. I'm just letting y'all know how far this is going, which is why we have to separate from the system. When you say separate, it's in stages, it's in degrees, it's in levels. Don't eat what they feed you. Feed yourself, right? For example. Okay, so we have to grow our own food. All right, that's one. And a lot of our people are doing that. The reason why they're able to fund these kind of corporations like this that produce insect-based food is because there are enough mouths that keep coming to them. It's invested in. Just like the next thing I'm going to mention now is they're coming out. Remember, we talked about the shots. And everything your brother said turned out to be true. Now they said, well, damn, we know that they're not going to take these next round of boosters and all this nonsense. So what are we doing? University of Riverside in California. I'm so sad that it's in California again. The University of Riverside has been studying putting mRNA, messenger ribonucleic acid, which is the primary component of the shots, putting that in lettuce, potatoes, soybeans. So basically, instead of you taking a shot, because we know you more than likely ain't going to take another one after what we just did to y'all, you're going to eat this lettuce throwing in burritos and in bowls. You're going to eat these potatoes with them eggs and all that you eat. I'm serious. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Yeah, this is a very real thing. mRNA injected foods. So you're going to eat your vaccines instead of getting the shot of the vaccine.
How you be knowing all this stuff?
It is my duty. It's my purpose, right? It's my mission. Like we all have our place in the mission. This is mine. Not only do I have to know the information, I have to spread the information, then I have to create solutions with which to activate on that information.
This stuff can be researched and fact checked
all day long. That's why I'm giving you names, references, all that. Because we're not going to get up here and just spew some nonsense just so we can look good and look at me. But I'm not into that nonsense. We do this in real life. They'll do this. They'll put it in written text for the most part. So right now you have it in scientific studies. If you Google all things bugs, please do it right now, live in studio right now. Google it. I want y'all to see it for yourself because it is unbelievable. They're saying that insects are the #1 untapped resource for food on the planet. They said they're high in minerals. That's how they talking. It's like a movie. Like a play.
Bugs, Bill Gates. Wow.
That's what we want right there.
So they're funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
That's one of them. They're also funded by the Department of Defense. They're also funded by the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, DARPA, which is the area of the United States government that has robotic snakes, robotic dogs, robotic cheetahs, and have robotic animals.
This is crazy. Good bugs used to make sustainable food for malnutrition children. So they're trying to make it seem like this is a positive thing.
Absolutely. That's how Satan works. He comes in the name of health, in the name of a positive thing. First thing they're pushing is to feed this to children in third world countries. Number one. They're going to feed them bugs, literally. If you look on that website, y'all see it. The spaghetti, the pastas, all that is made out of bugs. But literally, they have something called maggot milk and maggot ice cream. I'm very serious.
Maggot milk.
Maggot milk.
Actually, is out.
It's out. Specifically in certain parts of Europe, they're running the beta test right now. One of the companies, after they grind these maggots and they freeze and they add sugar and all that kind of stuff, the first people who they brought it to is Africans. Have them eat. It's very real, and this is where they're pushing it because the main thing is we rely on them for our food, and we shouldn't. We don't have to. There's enough of our people right now growing food. We should just encourage more. We should go and find the farmers markets, spend our money with them so that we can get our fruits, vegetables, and all that. If you eat meat, get your chickens, your lamb, and all that. It's a lot of our people who are farming now. Y'all know what time it is. So we got to focus a lot more on that. Even if you live in the projects, you can do some vertical farming. Find you a nice little square area and get a vertical pot. They don't cost much at all, and you can start growing food in the house. This is not something that's, oh man, you need $20,000, $30,000, you need to buy a whole bunch of land. No, you could be right in the house doing this, right in your apartment doing this, and you must do it. Because if you don't, then our lack of preparation is going to push for them to be activated to do what they're going to do. We get hungry, they like, here, I got something for you to eat.
That's disturbing.
It's very real. But we are being forced to do something for ourselves.
That's crazy.
They have heavy funding. This is not slowing down. It is very much so a real thing. So what you gonna do? That's the only point. What you gonna do about it? We gonna keep talking about it, complaining about it, or we gonna take a little bit of these dollars that we get in our pocket every week, or set aside that monthly food budget and go and buy food from good people who have farms. One, so that they don't have to sell their farm because they're not being supported enough. Shout out to all the black farmers and all the farmers in general. Number two, they're being sued by the government because they refuse to adopt these terrible food practices where they're being told to inject GMOs and certain seeds that are heavily toxic and radiated, and they refuse, so they're trying to poison their crops. Farmers been fighting back all throughout the US and Europe and all that for the last, I would say, 5 to 6 years, heavily, because they like, yo, you already got McDonald's in every damn corner, leave us alone, damn. Let us grow our own food. They're like, no, but you're not putting this in there. We need to, no, we want good, healthy food. So the government is at war with the farmers because the farmers are helping to bring about a solution for the people. But that's the war right now, is the food. And in the water, of course, that's another one. But the solution is we have to grow our own food. We have to continue, because a lot of our people are doing it, but we need to add more.